What's up, world? Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We got a dope podcast for you today. We're going to talk about wet ass something. We're going to go in on this Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion WAP thing. We're going to talk about Jam Master Jay, the murder finally being maybe brought to the forefront and brought into court. And a couple other stuff. We got hip-hop artist Chima Anya joining us today. Maybe Johnny Voltic. Don't know. Johnny's a little bit missing in action sometimes. And we got Naz from the Beer Talk podcast joining us today, as well as from Ooh-Wee. So before we get started, don't forget, you guys, to head over to v3tv.uk. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And please leave reviews, because that's how we keep the shows ranked and get the stuff to ya and get new viewers to us as well. New listeners, if you're checking us out on Amazon Podcasts, Google, Spotify, or wherever. So check out this podcast I found, you guys. It's really cool. It's called Life and Times Podcast. It's a new podcast, but it's pretty funny. It's a podcast about the life and times of today with a comedic spin. It's hosted by this cat named Lloyd Phillips. Talks about all kinds of random shit. Accidentally offending people, being Ozzy Osbourne's bodyguard, water parks, all that crap. So check it out. It's over on Apple Podcasts, you guys. He's got 5-star reviews. It's got to be good. Let's get on with the show.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
The kitchen view is out of here. For all you home interior people that was trying to see Dude's kitchen, you got to check into the last episode.
Sorry, sorry guys for that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why my computer does that sometimes. It's just like
sometimes anyway, whichever one you plug in first is the one that it'll give preference to. I used to get that when we did live and then had Skype attached to it. Skype would take over that camera that we used for the studio. And anyway, it's crazy shit. So welcome to the show, guys. Everybody doing all right?
I'm
Dr.
doing fantastic.
Chima Anya in the house, hip-hop artist, lifesaver, Nasty Naz, food review man, hip-hop historian, and then there's me.
A neighbor of Royce 5'9".
Yeah, right.
And
way back in the
Black
day.
Milk and everybody else from Detroit.
Right. We might have Johnny Voltic on the line in a bit. He said he was fixing a shower or something. I don't know.
AKA Mario, Super Mario Bros.
Yeah. He's over there getting his Luigi on. Fixing pipes and stuff. Yeah, we got a short show today, man. So we might as well just get right into this. Where are we starting today? Are we starting with sex? Are we starting with racism? Or are we starting with crazy ex-girlfriends? You pick and I'll run the clip.
I'm easy, bro. Whatever you want to deal with, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I got something for you. We'll start with this. Since we were talking about Detroit, we'll go with this one first. So let me set this up for you. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We are in a Metro Detroit parking lot of an apartment complex. And this young lady, you may or may not have seen this video. She walks up to this vehicle. And let me turn Ab-Soul down in the background. And yeah, this is what her brain came up with while she was stewing around in bed overnight.
Oh, is she okay?
She seems like
Is this real?
Oh, yes.
She says she's kind enough to not pollute and leave her.
Oh, yeah, she definitely came back to clean up the evidence.
That's just evidence, yeah. That's not about pollution. You don't burn
down.
Don't burn down a car if you don't want to pollute things, bro.
Her head was in the vehicle when that shit happened, bro. There's no more eyebrows.
So
I don't think I don't think it's real. I don't think you can survive that, personally.
It is real. I don't have her name in front of me. She was arrested, and they showed her mugshot, and her face was a bit hot. Shall we say? Her face was a bit hot, and yeah, she's currently awaiting. Last I heard, she was awaiting her day in court, but she'll be sitting in the cell for a minute. They interviewed the guy whose car it was. And dude came on TV and said, yeah, I know who she is, but she ain't my girl. So I think that probably burned way more than that shit blowing in my face.
Damn, I thought Chima had the bars, but today you do.
I'm just getting y'all warmed up. You know what's up. Crazy ex-girlfriends. I don't even know if that's even a real thing. Just crazy exes, period, really. I never really had any experience with anything like that. But bless her.
Yeah. Neither have I, to be honest, man. Like, all my ex-girlfriends is pretty much straight up and down the line, boy. You know, saying nothing like that popping off.
Yeah, man. What do you have to do to get that kind of reaction?
There's probably lots you could do. I mean, you could cheat on her. You could not claim her like he did. You know, she probably wasn't happy about it. The way I saw it is she's laying in bed. She's pissed off from the night before. She decided that I'm not going to do nothing tonight. I'm going to bed, going to sleep. She woke up at like 6 o'clock and was just pissed off still. And then she's like, this dude is not driving his car to work in the morning. Went over there at like 8 o'clock, knew he was due to leave at 8:30. Got the barbecue grill lighter and went in on it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, she definitely does need some support. And, you know, he... I don't know what to say to that. That is really extra, isn't it? If I can put those two together. What's up with that, man?
That's Detroit, man. That's how they roll out.
I'm kind of scared to say anything just in case she hunts me down and, you know, sets my car on fire. Because I bet it wasn't that extreme. Just like playing devil's advocate here. I mean, like, I bet he didn't have to do much for her to do that, because once you're insane, anything that goes against you is pretty much, you know, kaboom.
Easy trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy trigger. Speaking of crime, man, let's just get off this chick. I just wanted to show you that video in case you hadn't seen it. I see that they have arrested two guys in an association with the murder of DJ Jam Master Jay from Run DMC. And this was 18 years ago that this happened. It's almost 20 years since this happened. And they finally got the two guys that did it. One of them's 36 years old. So that means, you know, he was a child when this happened. Apparently one of them was staying with Jam Master Jay at his house.
Yeah, man. I don't get that. And you know, the two guys, they were acquitted before. So they were already suspects when the case was first opened up. And then I don't know what happened in between. Someone went on a lunch break and forgot to look back at that file, and then, you know, come back at it, and then all of a sudden, what's led them to revisit those two culprits? And I guess maybe it's just this guy's done a sting of criminal acts. My man was already wanted, and had mad felonies already, if we're talking in terms of America. So, like, you know, it was meant to be, and it was coming for him in some spineless person, clearly. Jam Master J, man, I ain't gonna do that to my G right there.
Some people trying
in
to
the
make
studio
a name.
And staying at his house, like some snaky shit.
Well, why did he have him at his house, though? I mean, you had to know this guy was like accused of robbery, assault, narcotics trafficking, battery. You know,
who? Jam Master J?
No.
The guy that killed him.
One of the dudes.
Why did they kill Jam Master J?
Well,
Was he not involved in drugs? He was a drug dealer, right?
Man, I was hearing that back in the day that he might have been involved with some illicit activity, but I mean, nothing ever came out of it, and that was always the rumor that he was probably selling drugs or had some affiliation with it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that it took him this long to come up with somebody, and Tupac's and Biggie's killers are still out there somewhere, even though we know LA police probably has something to do with that. But yeah, it's crazy.
Again, I don't know enough. I'd imagine the family might have something to do with, you know, keep pushing for finding out what happened, the justice thing. I mean, we all know how bad the justice system is and how they mess up time and time again. And, you know, how the appeal process takes so long, and then, you know, coming up with new grounds to reopen the case. So I'm glad, actually. I'm glad that, because justice should have no time limit. It's not like, oh, it's been 5 years now. Fuck it, the guy's dead. You know, it happened. Let's move on. I'm glad. 18 years, fine, good. Like, bring the people to justice.
Yeah, closure. Go ahead. Fire.
Yeah, or sometimes, you know, sometimes people mature and they realize they did something wrong, and then they come back and they admit to it. Like G Depp, you'll hear about the G Depp story. No. He killed someone. Like G Depp was a bad boy. He was a bad boy artist, not a bad boy artist as in, no, he was a bad boy artist, but also the record label bad boy, you know what I'm saying? And he killed someone, like, again, it was like 12 years, 15 years ago. And then his conscience just wouldn't let him deal with it. So he turned himself in. He went to the police and gave them details that, like, no one could know about the crime. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think he's about to come out of prison now. So maybe it was something like that. Maybe like whoever was involved was like, yo, that was fucked up. I need to pay for shit. So I don't know. I saw the headlines, but I didn't look into it anymore.
When you kill somebody, that's gotta be so heavy, like, on your mind, that it's just, and it's haunting your dreams. It's, you know, it goes deep. My understanding of it anyway. So it might have had something to do with, like you said, he feels like, I got to come clean. Maybe it'll clear my conscience instead of.
I mean, you know, if we just go back to G-Dep, because I know I'm a little bit more familiar with that one too. You know, what's worse, just staying in prison in your mind, or just like, really, that's deep shit right there. He's like, he's setting himself free by physically being imprisoned by it, right? So, you know, so many people must be like spiraling down when they do something like that, because if they don't know right from wrong in their mind, i.e., like, we look at a crime and think, how could someone do that? But they're in their mind, they're just like, hey, here's what it is, right? It's crazy.
I think we all have a limit, though. We all have a limit, a threshold that we can reach until we snap. Everybody does. Like,
of course.
At the end of the day, we're animals. I mean,
true.
We're domesticated fucking animals, you know. So if you want to say evolution and then whatever else, you can't say we're not animals. So you have to know that we've got this primal instinct to defend. Like, if I was watching something and they were commenting on this police officer doing something to this young kid. I don't know if it was male or female. I don't think it was really relevant. But the guy that was hosting the podcast was like, I'd be in jail right now if that was my kid and I saw that. There's a limit, you know, of what you'll take. And I know that if I don't have any kids, at least not that I'm aware of, but you would definitely respond accordingly, I feel, if I saw some shit like that. I'd be in trouble. So I get it. You know, I don't know about killing somebody, but that's a push.
I mean, definitely. I mean, these crimes of passion, it goes back to our alleged woman in Detroit at 8:00 in the morning setting fire to my man's car. It's like, you can see how people can get pushed to that level. Like, you can never judge. I feel like you can never judge. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I saw that video, which I still think is fake, by the way, I'm just like, well, some shit happened, got out of hand, the gears in the brain started turning, and that was it. They say most crimes are crimes of passion. It's not like premeditated. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Heat of the moment, people can do anything, right? That's why it's always best advice, or I advise myself, just take a deep ass breath. And if someone pisses me off, not saying that if I didn't have this thought process that I'll kill them, because I probably wouldn't, or things cross the wouldn't. But then people that I do get along with, that I have disagreements with, I try and think about all the positive things that they are good for. And then it usually calms me down a bit and brings me down, and then I can articulate my situation a lot better.
That's because you got good sense. That's why. Not everybody does. Like this girl from Macomb County. So this is her.
Fox News, baby.
Well, okay. First off, because I know you guys don't know this because you're English. Fox has like its own, like 20th Century Fox is Fox. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So like the film studio is still Fox. It's all still the same. They just don't all fall under that bullshit news outlet. So that's just that bullshit outlet. So like my dear friend works as he's like the head news anchor in Detroit for Fox, has been for 25, 30 years. So anyway, so just because it says Fox doesn't mean it's not legit. That's definitely her. Fox has a media outlet everywhere, you know, so they're, you know, whatever. But it's on, I saw it on CNN, actually. This was just happened to be the link that I just pulled up just now. So she definitely did that shit. That video is definitely real. Definitely in jail. But sometimes you just don't have good sense. And I mean, you can look at her and tell, I mean, I'm judging. She's only 26, so she hasn't fully developed up here emotionally with regards to relationships, possibly. You know, I know when I was 26, I probably wasn't, you know, treating a woman the way that I would treat a woman now. So, you know, I get it. But she's, you know, she needs to come see Nasty Naz over there, teach her how to fucking behave. We don't have any more problems with her. She ain't gonna blow up anybody's car again after that. I can tell you that. At least hopefully she'll know to strike a match and throw. Like in the movies, how many times how you going in there with a lighter?
Well, at least like lead up the I was gonna say gasoline, the fuel, accelerant,
yes,
and then let it lead up to it.
Like in the cartoons again. She must not have. See, this is the problem with not having Saturday morning cartoons.
For real.
They put the little black powder down, and then they light the match, and then off it goes. So she messed up. So anyway, back with legal crap. It seems like everybody is in trouble. You guys see this guy on the underground? Did I send you guys this or no?
Yes. Well, the guy that got punched, yeah?
Yeah, the guy
for being racist.
The guy got knocked out. Yeah, I think one of our guys from the podcast, he said his aunt took this video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said his aunt took the video, and I was curious, how does this get to TMZ? You know?
Well, the guy thought that he was going viral. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to go. From what I understood, he was saying, "Oh, this is popular now. This is right. This is how I get popular." So he was loving it, you know. And we've created this atmosphere where someone can feel this comfortable saying this shit. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, those guys punching him, and you know, I stand by this as a doctor as well. You know what I'm saying? As a member of society, he should have got punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck. Like there's no other way around it. Like you know, we have to adapt to the world that we find ourselves in. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who's saying, nah, he shouldn't have got punched in the face. Did you guys sit there and actually hear what the fuck was going on for 3-4 minutes?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear it. Dude got punched in the face. As far as I'm concerned, it was the right outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he created the environment. He had what's coming to him. So, like, you know, he's being racist. He's obviously quite abusive to the woman who's over there that was challenging his views. And, you know, I'm a man of peace, but boy, did it feel good how that connected in my mind.
That was the
Drop.
ultimate chin check, bruh. I ain't seen a chin check like that in a minute.
You know, it almost was like maybe they are going away, but then he had his own plans of just sparking him clean.
And
that was
dudes,
clean.
They wasn't little dudes either. I mean, and this guy, I mean, he's not a little guy either. You know, he's pretty, look like he's probably about 6 feet tall. You know,
he's leaning forward. Yeah, he looked very tall.
Yeah, he looked tall. I mean, I've stood in the underground under there and whatever, but I mean,
night.
Yeah, they rockabouted his ass for real, and he deserved it, in my opinion. I was reading an article about this guy. Apparently, this is not new for him. This guy's problematic as fuck. He's always wilding out. He lives in London. He's 31 years old. His name's Billy Steele. Yes, Billy, you are now on blast. So he got kicked.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, my man looks like, God forbid, may we 40s, all stay forever 40s. Young, but my man looks old. That's what happens when you've got such a negative mindset, and, you know,
it's that bald head. It's that bald head, man. It's because I see other pictures of him, and he doesn't look as old. But
he looked a bit pinkish too. I think he was obviously drunk.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So he got kicked out of some pub near his house in London. You know, I'm trying to find it in the article here, but it was like over a year or so ago, because he was harassing a waitress or something like that. He leaves, comes back with his shirt off, and he's just blah, 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 and apparently these two dudes just mollywopped his ass again, just bow. So he don't learn. He doesn't learn, you know. He clearly don't learn. It's not the first time he done got clocked for running his mouth. And he's got his friends. They're like, yeah, I can't kick it with this guy. You know, the interviews are like, I ain't hung out with him since. So he's problematic. Could you imagine having a friend like that? Like, as soon as you go out, you're like, oh, shit. You got to start stretching out because you know you're getting ready to get into it.
But, I mean, I think it's just indicative of the society that we have now. I feel like social media has made people so brave. Like, whereas before, if you had stupid ideas like this, you would have to, like, you know, keep them to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But social media has empowered everyone to, like, live within their own little echo bubble and feel like saying this type of shit or behaving in this type of way is okay because they spend a lot of their time online doing exactly that. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm happy that this has come out, like, now, like, look, you really think, like, because there's so many people who are on that alt-right shit, right? You think that's fine. This is what life will give you if you keep going down that line. You know what I'm saying? That's why you know, I'm more than happy. And I really hope that they don't prosecute those boys. I think that's just, that might be the law, but it's not justice. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah, they're not pressing charges. The mother, the interview was done with the mother, and yeah, they're not pressing charges against the guy. They said that we're trying to get him some help.
Mother of who? Sorry,
it's the guy that got dropped.
Man,
his parents own they own a company called S&S Steel Fixing Limited, so they do all right, you know, and yeah, so they, you know, of course they're trying to do some damage control because they recognize their son. He's gone viral. Once you're on TMZ and you're not a celebrity, that's huge, and he's only 31. So I think, like you said, with it being created by social media, I still blame Jerry Springer, man. I'm still blaming Jerry Springer for all this shit. So we normalized throwing chairs and, you know, all this stuff that we used to tune in for an hour every day to see the shit show that we now live all day, every day.
It was controlled to a stage in Chicago, and then everybody kind of started bleeding that shit into their normal life. And now we got a president that was a reality TV star who was racist as fuck. So now you've got all his supporters, like this guy, maybe, if he were American, saying, hey, it's all right to be in these streets wilding out. The president is tripping, and, you know, I can get my guns and I'm riding. So they think I can say whatever I want. I'm going to get away with it. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. It's like, what can you say? You know what I'm saying?
That's just how I see it. That's how I see it.
I mean, I think the good that comes from this is clearly this guy isn't learning, so he might have to get clapped a few more times. But
I hope not.
He makes good target practice, and then he also it maybe sends a message out there to people that feel like they are superior and feel like they can get away with it. I mean, if they can get away with it by law, they certainly won't get away with it from a social aspect.
No, the streets ain't tolerating it. I mean, he's got a glass jaw, so now everybody's gonna be trying to check him. He ain't gonna say shit. He's on social media now. It's different if you just got dropped at your local pub and you're just an asshole and you go home. But when you've like made global news, tabloid news at least, you know, you got to shut your mouth down, man. You got to regulate that shit. So we got about 7 minutes left before we have to go. Looks like the time is clicking on by, so I'm going to get one last video up for you guys. And yeah, I know you've seen this. You've had to have seen it.
Oh, shit.
Of course, man. Of course.
I'm only just seeing it today. I heard about it. I knew what it was. I hadn't watched it. And I was just like...
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
That glorification, man.
That's how the song goes.
Yeah.
I know. No, not you. I meant the lyrics. Impressionable.
I think this video is actually really bad. Just from a video point of view, just from like a color pleasing to the eye point of view.
I mean, that pink and yellow for starters. I'm like, are you trying to go with Hulk Hogan?
It looks like Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. You know what I'm saying? Like this bit. Look at this bit.
This bit looks like those trampolining places. That's what I thought straight away. You know, there's Jump Extreme. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. But why? And also, why have they made Cardi look exactly like Megan? They're like quite different.
Yeah.
They're like quite different, like people. But yet,
I think maybe that's what the song kind of is probably trying to indicate, is like we might be different, but we got the same type of desires or the same type of shit going on. You know, maybe.
So I was just gonna say the snake scene just seems like a bootleg version of Baby Boy with Beyonce.
Yeah,
she pulled it off much better. And then look at this one. She comes along.
She's a child as well. Is this not against the law? This is a child. Why is a child walking naked down this? And they're trying to make it appear like this is attractive. Am I the only person that looks at this person and think, I don't want to see a child with a...
I didn't even realize who that was until literally right now. When you
really?
Because I wasn't really watching it.
Why they had her.
I hadn't seen any of the Willy Wonka shit until you mentioned. I just was looking at ass and titties. I mean,
and now you're like, oh shit, this is supposed to be some sexual shit, but these women are acting like Oompa Loompas right about now. Like what? Like what is this? Like, bro, I'm sorry, but for me, this is like the lowest of the low.
Are you bothered right now? You want me to turn it off? It seems like it's upsetting your day.
No, bro, nah. You know what? Let people do what they want to do. What makes them happy. But this song to me is out and out trash. And no, you know what bothers me is I'm not allowed to say that it's trash, because if I say it's trash, it's either I'm being misogynistic, which is not true. Actually, I have more respect for women than WAP gives women respect, or I'm aligning myself with like someone like Ben Shapiro, who I never want to align myself with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just trash. The song is trash. The bars are trash. The video is trash. The concept is trash. The concept is dated, like you said. We've seen it before. Baby Boy, Lil Kim.
She made her whole career off of this hypersexuality shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. It's nothing fresh. It's complete trash. You guys like complete trash? That's fine. There's a market for complete trash. You know what I'm saying? But if someone comes along and wants to open your mind a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, I'll let you say you like, I've watched videos for people trying to explain to me why this is dope. You know what I'm saying? And I've not been convinced. So here's my point of view. If you can come with a better argument than she's got her titties out and she's doing the splits, then you know what I mean? Feel free to make it. But otherwise, we'll leave it at that. That's just me. That's me. That's how
here's the only argument that could be made for this video. And I appreciate what you were saying earlier about, from a production standpoint, it looks kind of like you're looking at a comic book or something weird. For me, being you as well, I mean, being in entertainment, I know that no press is bad press, and this is hyper bad press, right? So I think it gets to a point where it's like, let's make this video or this song about it. Maybe it started off like, let's make this song about, wet ass pussy. And then, cause that's just how we rap, like Kaya and all them, and Trina always talking about that shit.
Of course.
Right. So they're like, all right, we need to level up because we need to get motherfuckers to watch this video. So I'm going to pull my titties out and you're going to put some pasties on my nipples. And it's going to be full of bright colors so that people are engaged and looking and distracted, and it's going to be trash. Dan, I think from a choreography standpoint, and I'm not into music videos, but it's nothing. Like you said, it's not good. They're not dancing. It's not like the girls in the 2 Live Crew videos was doing more than this, on the dancing side of the game. But I think, it was a shock value video. Everybody's talking about it. I didn't realize it's a huge deal in the States. I didn't even know about it until I watched some podcasts. And
I think the reason it became so huge has got nothing to do with the video, because like you said, we've seen all that shit before. Right. The reason it got so huge is because Kylie Jenner was in it. And everyone got really upset about Kylie Jenner being in it.
Mm-hmm. How old is she? Sorry.
She's 22 or 23, yeah.
Okay, so she's over 18 then. All right.
But she doesn't look like it. You look at her, I look at her, I'm like, this is a child. She looked
really young before the plastic surgery, because she did it when she was really young anyway. But yeah, that ain't even her.
You're absolutely right. So it's I didn't even know that it was her, that she was in the video. I don't remember anybody mentioning it. I only seen one mention of this video, and like I said, I only just seen it today because I was like, yeah, okay, who cares? And then
they were smart putting Kylie. Everyone was like, why is Kylie Jenner in it? Well, Kylie Jenner is the reason why the shit went as viral as it did. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, no press is bad press. Everyone was upset about fucking Kylie Jenner being in it. And then it hits all the algorithms. It gets elevated. Kylie Jenner's like the biggest social media fucking star anyway. So
we talking about her all the way from London. Kylie Jenner, put your titties away. Unless you're at my house, you can get them whamma jammas out. We're out of time. We got to let Nasty Naz get on to work, and Dr. Chima Anya is going to go and save some lives. We can talk prostate exams and cancer with him next time when we tune in to the show. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe if you're listening and not watching. And if you're not watching, you should be checking out the videos. But share. We're almost out of time. I was just going to cut off at any second now, guys, so I'm going to end it there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me today, and we're out. Peace.